Yo. So, welcome to Dillyz Down Under. In this series, we will explore the terrain of PRC20 tokens. Special thanks to Day 43 for reminding me of this idea because I had planned it from well before PulseChain had even launched and then sort of dropped the ball, and Bluey for inspiring the show name. As far as we're aware, no one else is doing shit. Yeah, sorry guys, my bad. I had the tab open on the thing. That was for me to test the sound, and it should have been through the headphones rather than through the speakers. Apologies for that. So good, at least the audio works. So yeah, as far as we're aware, no one else is doing it. And so when 43 reminded me of it in a green room, I was like, yep, let's do it. All of the episodes in this series are going to be completely unscripted with the exception of this one. For this video, I'm attempting to ensure it is comprehensive enough for me to refer back to rather than re-explaining all of these items in every episode. So this episode is going to be like that Roger Ver Mount Gox video where you see his eyes like going across a screen as he reads a script. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. In Dillyz Down Under, we will almost exclusively be looking at PRC20 tokens on PulseChain. There will be a unique approach to choosing what we draw on in each episode. The Dilly DAO is what dictates what tokens we draw. The DAO, which most of you know stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization, is fully anonymous, even to me. It's worth noting that I did not create the DAO address. It was generated by the DAO. Very importantly, the channel owners, which is DeFi Down Under, have given me this platform to do this show on, but want to be very clear that they have no involvement in the workings of the Dilly DAO. Also, there is no PRC token, like no PRC20 token associated with the Dilly DAO. So if you see one, it is a scam trying to capitalize on this brand. If anything like that ever changes, you'll hear it from me on a video like this. My Twitter bio is where you can see the Dilly DAO address. I'll just pop that up. Cool. So that's my Twitter page. It's at hex_tangent. And in my bio, it's got this thing now that says Dilly DAO PRC20 technical analyst with the token gate below. And so that address is where the tokens are sent to. Right. Where are we up to? Yep. So get rid of that now. Right. Yeah. So while you're there, you can follow my Twitter if you want. How's this going to work? Tokens sent to that DAO address will be the ones that I do the TA on. And the size of the token contribution will be the order that I do the TA in for each episode. Since we require that consistent unit of measurement to be able to compare the tokens and make that assessment, we're basically forced to use dollar values. And so we're going to have a minimum of $10, and then we'll adjust that up or down depending on the demand. So obviously, if there's just too many projects to be doing each episode, then it'll go up. And if not enough participants are getting involved, then we can maybe reduce it or just more likely scrap the show. The main reason for doing this is we want a minor, very minor, because effectively I wanted it to be free, but you need that minor barrier to entry to prevent spam, right? So think of it like a nightclub that has a very, very, very small cover fee, right? They're charging like $5 to come into the club. no one cares. It's basically free. They're making it, it's close enough to being free to come in the club. However, it just keeps it keeps guys like Stack of Coat Mode and like Ada Bros from being able to come into the club and, start getting all scamming on girls and fucking up everyone's vibe. So another advantage is that then there's zero confusion on what coin like we're looking at. So rather than someone saying, oh, do this ticker, and then there's like 1,000 of them with the same ticker, because it'll actually be sent to the DAO, you'll actually be able, I will be able to look at what that token is, and then I have the contract address by definition, right? So that will be an advantage. It also means that there's full transparency on what tokens are being sent in. And so if I'm ever reviewing, if I'm ever looking at a chart of a token that didn't get tokens being sent in or did, you guys will see that. So it doesn't have to block up the flow of future episodes with me saying, oh, this was one where the tokens were sent to the DAO or not. It's all fully transparent, able to be looked at for anyone who cares to look at what's going on. They can see it. Also, and this one is probably one of the biggest ones, it protects me from having to justify what tokens we're looking at, and more importantly, from people complaining about it in either direction. So it's like, oh, why isn't my token being on the show getting charted? Or like, oh, why are you charting that token? It's because the Dilly DAO said so, okay? If you want to complain, go take it up with the Dilly DAO, and I doubt you'll get a response. So I'll try and do each stream after every, say, 5 tokens arrive. And obviously we need to work, if that makes the streams like too often or not often enough, that's something else we'll have to tweak. But if you guys want the streams to be more frequent, then let project teams and whales know about the structure of the Dilly DAO. If the series gains traction, then potential things that will be enhanced will include a dedicated intro music video, possibly run the show on set schedules for live streams, so it'll make it easier for people to catch the show live, interactive Q&A sessions, and of course, your feedback on any aspect of the show is always valued and welcome. So please, especially at this early stage, I would really appreciate people to comment whether they think this is a good idea, a terrible idea, whether they think that aspects of it are good, should be changed, shouldn't be done, that sort of thing. That's important to me, and I think it'll really improve the course of the show. Obviously, I can't guarantee that I'm going to take all feedback on board, but it would definitely be appreciated. So in conclusion, as a viewer, you will never see ads and never have to pay for any of the content in any way. All we ask for support is that you do all the standard non-cost stuff, like including likes, subscribe, comment, share, and also that one non-standard item that I already mentioned, which is to please encourage project founders and whales of your favorite token to participate in this idea. And also maybe follow my Twitter if you want. Final note is that if the token that's being sent is highly volatile, then consider sending a buffer over the minimum amount so that by the time I actually go and look at everything, it meets the minimum requirement. Now, unfortunately, I have to include a formal disclaimer that applies to every video in this series to prevent me having to say it each time. And that is, the content presented in this show is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as financial or any other type of advice. Always conduct your own research before making any decisions. And to finish off, as you guys have, I know that most of that would have been very, very painful to sit through. But like I said, it's mainly just so I can get that on the record. And every episode, I'm just going to be like, if you haven't seen the disclaimer episode, go back and watch it. We will do one chart, which is going to be PLS. Just make sure you guys can see that. Yep. Right, let's go. So I've got two horizontal lines here, these orange ones. Most of my TA is going to be involving orange tools just because the Tang gang loves that shit. And so this higher orange line was the base sac rate of 0.0001. So sorry, I should take a step back. This is the chart of pulse against a stable coin called DAI, right? The bridged DAI, the one that's actually worth $1 or like pegs relatively well to $1. It's on the daily, these are daily candles, and we've got it on the log scale, right? That's all. I think that's all you need to know for right now. So this price axis is in dollars. And so this level is the base sac rate in dollars. And this lower one is the sac rate of the people who got the maximum bonus. So that was the 2.5x sac rate. If you're not a Pulse community member, Pulse Chain community member, you might not know what I'm talking about. Don't really worry about it too much. I've just got those lines on there for reference, and you will notice that we are below. So even the best bonus whale sacrificer is now underwater. Where's that measurement tool? Right, by nearly 10%. Also, we're about to make a new all-time low. However, having said that, I typically don't count the first few candles of any chart ever because it's when everything's in price discovery. So that comment about nearly making new all-time lows is, well, I mean, I guess if you omit those candles, then we're still making lows, right? So this is looking pretty grim at the moment. So what I've done, I've dropped this Fibonacci tool on the chart, but I'm using it in a slightly different way to how people typically use it. Normally, this tool is you actually take it to the bottom, but because we don't know where the bottom is, I'm using the tool in reverse. So I've decided to start up here at the highest daily close, and I'm bringing it down. And basically, as you stretch this tool down, see how all of those lines move. So I'm basically just going past, if I'm saying, well, if this was the bottom, would that look legit as a fib tool if you assume that you are going to have those ratios within the chart price action? And the answer is pretty much no. The lines don't fall where I think it looks like there's significant support and resistance levels. So then I drag that down further, until I get to one. So this is the most conservative one, I guess, or this is the copium. This is the copium bearish scenario. So now see how that's acted as support here. You're starting to see good like level. This level looks pretty legit. Resistance there, support all through there, and support there. Same with this level. This is all starting to look pretty legit, right? It was a support of those wicks and even that level there. So all of these levels look legit, and that's got the bottom down here at 3257, right? So quadruple O. And so this is not necessarily predictive of where it's going to go, but it's a possibility for where the bottom could be, or the bottom could be right now. You know, on the lower time frames, we are starting to see, well, earlier this was looking like a reversal doji, but obviously it just obliterated straight through that. So yeah, maybe it's starting to reverse now on that. That's on a 4-hour. But so that would probably be my realistic bear case. since obviously if we consider that you're if you're going into all-time low territory, then you don't have historic price action to try and look for levels of support, right? So this is a novel way that I came up with to do this, right? So there's your sort of likely bear case, sort of, yeah, like a not too bad bear case. And I mean, the bull case is just this thing just going straight to the moon like this. As in, the bull case is just any turnaround that is sustained. And I guess if we want to be a bit more realistic about it, let's just drop down to a 4-hour chart. I would probably try and draw some kind of downtrend that comes through here. Something like that. And then what I would want to see is start to go, so turn around, come up to this level, get back above that, whale sack 2.5x level and start moving up. And also that means by definition, we'll be breaking this downtrend at some point as well. Apologies for all these lines that aren't orange, guys. I know that would be upsetting viewers right now. I bet there's some serious commentary going on. But the point of this stream was not to look at comments. It was just to kind of give an idea of what we're going to be doing. So yeah, so that looks realistic to me. Come up, get sort of partially rejected or short-term rejected off here, ride this, and eventually just break through this downtrend and that level, and then just start working our way back up. The news, just the continual stream of bad news has been relentless for crypto in general and specifically this coin. So that's about it. That's it. Ending here, and hopefully this show takes off.